Hey everyone, it's Amy Patee here. Welcome to my YouTube channel and to today's practice, which is for getting strong in your body. So we're going to flow through a full practice, and there's going to be lots of emphasis on your muscles, and you might even break a sweat a little bit. So roll out your mat and get ready to fire up your power. All right, we're going to start in child's pose for today's practice. So come on down, and you can take your knees as wide apart as you'd like. Walk your hands out and come to rest your forehead down onto your mat. So we're just going to drop in and get centered here for the practice. So begin to tune into your breath. I'm just taking deep breaths. And breathing in, filling up your belly, filling up your lungs, and breathing out, letting the body just soften here on your mat. Transitioning from the day that you've had or whatever you've been doing before this moment, and bringing all of yourself, all of your energy, your body, your mind here onto your mat. Take one more full breath here. Breathe in and out. And then inhale, just look towards your hands, and we're going to take a little side stretch. Let's move first over to the left. So just reach your hands as far over to the left as it's comfortable for you, and then you can let your head come back down towards your mat. Deep breathing into the right ribs. Inhale, look back towards your hands. Walk your hands over to the right. As far as it's comfortable for you, let your head come back down. Take a couple deep breaths, just stretching out the left side. Inhale, lift your gaze towards your hands. Walk the hands back through center. Come on up to hands and knees. Let's just do a few rounds of cat-cow to warm the spine up. So press into your hands, and let's drop the belly towards the floor. Open your chest. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. Lift your chin, gaze up. Lifting your tailbone, breathe in. And then exhale, pull the navel in and up towards your spine, pushing through the hands, round your back. Chin to your chest, tucking the tail under. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, round out your spine. Let's do 3 more of those. Breathe in, arch. And exhale, round. Inhale, open through the heart. Slide the shoulders down your back. Exhale, squeeze the belly up and in. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Good, breathing in, come through a nice long spine. Tuck your toes, and let's walk the hands towards the back of your mat. Lift up into a little squat here. This is just to give your wrist a little break and to open up those ankle joints. So today's practice, because it's going to be a lot of strengthening work, we'll be holding some poses a little bit longer, and you'll get a chance to really activate your muscle body. So we're just kind of letting the muscles first have a little soft entry into the practice. Good. Take one more breath here, and then we'll straighten out those legs, come into a forward fold. Sway your body a little side to side, maybe softening the knees. Let your back muscles stretch, let your hamstrings stretch here. We're going to breathe out completely. With your in-breath, look forward, stretch out your spine, lengthening. Feel free to bend your knees, right, or slide your hands up your shin bones. And then we'll exhale, moving into downward facing dog. Walk your hands out like a big bear and spread your fingers wide. And let your hips maybe sway a little side to side like you're wagging your tail here, and bending and straightening your knees. So even though this is down dog, sometimes I like to think of being like a cat in the pose. Cats have really fluid movements. Their muscles are pretty strong, but very fluid and can be very soft. So think about that. Think about embodying those qualities. Shake out your head a little bit here. You're looking back towards your feet. And let's take 3 deep breaths, breathing in. When you exhale, feel the belly hollowing out. You can even breathe out through your mouth if that helps. Breathing in deep. Hollow out the belly, drawing it in and up towards the spine. One more deep breath in. And breathe out. Good. And then walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. We're going to move through a few sun salutations just to get the whole body warmed up here. So you can breathe and lengthen. Gazing forward, exhale, relax, and draw the body in. And then keep your knees a little soft and just start to roll yourself up through your spine. So you're heavy in the heels, rolling up, rolling up. Shrug the shoulders at the top. Release the arms back and down so you're standing nice and tall. And let's just move through 3 sun salutations. Just warming up the body, getting the body and breath synced. So on your next inhale, reach your arms up and out. And gaze up, maybe touch your palms. Breathing out, reach out with your chest. Bend the knees if you need to. Dive over those thighs. Curl the body in. I'm going to move through this first one nice and slow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your feet back into plank pose. Hold here in plank for a moment. You can always drop your knees. Otherwise, knees lifted. Squeeze your thighs. Push through the hands. Sweep your tailbone down towards the floor. Lift through the back of your neck. Put a little imaginary gemstone in your belly button and squeeze it and lift it towards your spine. Full breath in. Shift a little forward. So whole body moving forward. Start to squeeze your hands towards each other. Shoulders still pressing down your back. You're feeling a lot of effort here. And then hug your elbows in. Keep squeezing those hands together and come all the way down to your belly. Point your toes back. Start with baby cobra. Roll the shoulders back. Hands are going to position right kind of halfway between shoulders and hips. Press your upper arm bones in. So you're feeling those upper back muscles working, and squeeze your thighs, tops of the feet pressing on the floor. So all these movements pretty strong. We're really starting to help the muscles find their strength. Okay, push through the hands. If you're comfortable in the back, you can move all the way up here into your upward facing dog. Lift your knees, keep squeezing those thigh muscles, and then press your inner thighs towards each other. A little bit soft in the elbows, lift your chin, breathe in. Pull all the way back, exhale, downward facing dog. Hold here for a moment. So we're going to take 2 more of these sun salutes, but we'll move through them more fluidly. Full breath in and out. On your next breath in, walk, step, or you can hop your feet to the front of your mat. Lifting your chest, lengthening, exhale, fold. Lift your chest, sweep the arms out to the side, rise up. Gaze up, maybe touch the palms, and let's flow right back forward. Breathe out. Dive over those thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your feet back to plank. Hold plank, one breath in, strengthen through the muscles. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathing in Cobra or move through your full up dog. Down dog, exhale. One nice big breath here, breathe in and out. Inhale, walk, step, or hop forward, lengthening, and release, exhale. Rise up, breathe in, big sweep of the arms overhead. Let's do one more time through, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your feet back to plank, lower through chaturanga. Breathing into up dog. Breathing out through down dog. Just breathing here, let your neck release. As you exhale, hollow out the belly, lifting that low core in and up. Good. On your next breath in, bring your feet forward to the front of your mat. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. So we're going to move into chair pose. So I want you to wiggle your feet all the way together so you can squeeze your knees together. And then sit back in your hips. And inhale, reaching your arms up. So once you're here in this position, with those legs touching, you can squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your knees together. That will give you a little extra strength. Try to drop your shoulders down, pull in through the lower belly. So your tailbone is kind of sweeping down towards the floor, and then sit a little deeper just for strength. And if you need a variation, maybe the shoulders are really tight, just take your arms down out in front a little bit. Okay, otherwise holding here, one more breath. On your exhale, we're going to fly the arms back. So you sit down a little deeper, sweep your arms back, and really roll your shoulders back. Press the arm bones, the upper arm bones in, turn your palms down, and try to draw your pinky fingers towards each other. Connect to your lower belly, hug it in, and then keep squeezing your thighs. Inhale, arms sweep up. Good, exhale, fold over your thighs, forward fold. Release here for a moment. Probably feel a little burst of heat in those legs. We'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, find plank pose, upward push-up position. And let's move through again, chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. So feel free to skip those vinyasas if they just get to be too much for you. You can always rest in child's pose as well. Nice full breath in. Exhale it out. Good, we're gonna lift the right leg. Sweep it up. Open up your right hip, bend your knee. Let's just hold here for a moment. Kind of scoop up your left shoulder and press your right foot towards your left shoulder. One more big breath, breathe in. Good, we're gonna exhale, bring the knee to the nose. So shift your weight a little bit forward. You can tap your toes down if you need to, otherwise lift your foot, press your nose to your knee. Press through both hands, round your back. Hug the belly up and in. Reach back, inhale. Lift the leg high, and then exhale, lunge your right foot forward between your hands. Good, let's drop the left heel, coming up into warrior one pose. Okay, so nice deep bend into your front knee. You should be able to see your big toe, first few toes kind of peeking out. And as you exhale, pull in through the belly, root the tailbone down, and feel strength in the legs here. So those left leg muscles are really engaging. Reach, reach, reach. We're going to breathe out. Bring the hands behind the back. Clasp your fingers, roll the shoulders back. Lift open your sternum. As you exhale, tip forward. Work towards the inside of your right thigh. Lift your knuckles towards the ceiling and then try pressing your arms towards the front of your mat. Draw the belly into the body. Keep squeezing the muscles of your legs. And you can try looking towards your belly button and then kind of pull the belly in more that way. Getting the core engaged here. Bend deeper into your front knee and press through the outside edge of your left foot. One more big breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ground through the feet. We're going to inhale, come all the way back up. Breathing in, reach your arms overhead. Good. Exhale, release. Take your hands down to your mat. Lift your back heel. Press into your left hand. Take your right arm up into a twist. Gazing up towards your lifted thumb. Let that right arm fall back a little bit. Roll your chest open towards the ceiling. Lift your toes. Squeeze into the muscles of the legs. Deep breath in. And then exhale, release. Right hand down. Good. Step back into plank pose, upward push-up position. Take a full breath in plank. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. So we'll take those poses onto side two. So starting with the lift of your left leg. Reach it up, open your hip. Bend your knee. That right shoulder is probably dipping down closer to the floor here, so just scoop it up a little bit. And then think of trying to bring the right shoulder blade and the left foot closer together. And breathe here. Straighten out your left leg. Exhale, knee to the nose. So curl everything in. So this is like cat tuck. You're pressing through both hands, rounding your back, and then you're just adding the lift of that left leg. Reach back, inhale. And exhale, lunge your left foot between your hands. Warrior one, drop your right heel, rise up. Arms reaching overhead. Nice and strong into those legs. Relax a little through the shoulders. And then let's bring the hands behind the back. And you're going to interlace your fingers. Put the opposite thumb on top so that just mixing things up for your shoulders here. And then pull the knuckles down. Really expand your chest. Look up and breathe in. And exhale, reach out with your chest. See if you can work to the inside of your left thigh. Dipping way down. Release your neck. Back of the neck is long. And then lift your knuckles up. Press your arms forward. And you might even look towards your belly button. And you're going to hug your belly up and in, especially with your exhale. You can keep periodically lifting those toes. That's going to turn your leg muscles on and lift the arches of your feet a little bit more. And that can be really supportive. And especially since we're focusing on strengthening through the body, right? Keeping those muscles turned on in the legs is really important. Let's take one more deep breath here. Breathe out. And then inhale, ground through your feet, especially that left foot. Push down, come all the way up. Release your hands overhead. And exhale, releasing the hands down to the floor. Lift your back heel, and we'll twist, pressing into the right hand. Sweep your left arm up. Pull that left arm back and let your chest open towards the ceiling. Try lifting the toes on both feet. And squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Lift your right hip and thigh up a little bit. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, release left hand to the floor. Step back into your plank pose. Squeeze the muscles of your legs. Shift forward. Squeeze the hands in. Lower down. Breathing into up dog. Breathing out through down dog. Let's take 5 breaths here in down dog. Feel your neck releasing as you exhale. And then again, connect to that sensation of the belly flying up and into the body as you breathe out. Good. And then on your next breath in, you can walk, step, or hop your feet forward to the front of your mat. Breathe and lengthen. Exhale, fold. I'm going to move into that chair pose again. So If your feet aren't touching, bring them all the way together. Bend your knees, rising up. Good. Let's fly the arms back. Exhale, sit down a little deeper. Squeeze your knees together. Palms turn down, elbows super straight, upper back activated. So the shoulders lift and press in. Pull the lower belly into the body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fly the arms back. One more time, inhale. Good. Exhale, dive over your thighs, forward fold. Breathe and lengthen. Exhale, take your feet back, find your plank pose. Turn on the leg muscles, lower down. Breathe into up dog. Breathe out through down dog. Nice full breath in and out. Lift your right leg. Big stretch up. Bring your right knee to your right arm. Exhale. See if you can actually touch your knee to the outside of the arm. You can use your toes like a little kickstand if you need to. Push through the hands, lift the foot, press the knee into the arm. Squeeze your belly. This should feel like a lot of work. Reach back, breathe in. Good, and then exhale. Lunge your right foot forward between your hands. Keep your left heel lifted this time, rising up into a crescent lunge. Arms can reach overhead. Good, and then release the arms out in line with your shoulders. Tip your body forward, shoulders in front of your hips. Pull in through the belly. Holding here, this is your option one. You can stay here. You're squeezing the muscles of your left leg really strong. Option two, hop yourself forward, spring off, coming into a warrior three pose. From here, your arms can reach back and turn the palms down again. Lift the arms up high and press your upper arm bones in. Drop your left hip towards the floor. You can bend your right knee for steadiness. Roll the shoulders back so your upper chest is open, maybe even looking slightly forward. Pull the belly up and in. One more inhale. Exhale, step way back. Find your balance. Lift your arms, breathe in, crescent lunge, and then drop your left heel. Take your arms out in line with your shoulders, warrior two pose. So you can kind of adjust your feet a little bit here, lining up your front knee over your ankle, pressing down actively into the outside edge of your back heel. Line up your arms, your hands with your shoulders. Sometimes it's easy to get out of alignment back here with the left arm, so peek back, line it up, deep bend into your front knee. Turn your right palm up, take a breath, lift up and arc back. And then exhale into a side angle pose. So you're going to bring your forearm to your thigh, or those of you that can go a little deeper, bring your right hand to your mat. Sweep your left arm towards the head of your mat. Look towards your hand. Try to root your heels down. Lots of weight in the heels. Take a big breath. Good. Breathe it out. Pull the lower belly in. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. One more inhale. Good. Exhale. Sweep your left hand to the floor. So you're coming through a lunge. Step back into plank. We got one more pose to finish this side. We're going to roll onto the left hand. Stack the feet. One arm stand. Whew. I'm feeling this practice. Hopefully you guys are too. So look up if you can. And if this is too much for your body, a nice modification is to just drop your left knee down. And you can always drop to your elbow as well if your wrist doesn't like this position. Okay, otherwise you're hanging out here, maybe shaking a little bit. Push the floor away, lift the left side of your body. Take one more breath. Exhale, come into plank. Maybe you go right to child's pose and rest, or move through. Chaturanga, breathing into up dog, breathing out through down dog. Take a few deep breaths, sigh out if you need to. Child's pose is there for you if you want to rest. more nice full breath here in your down dog. And then exhale, bring your knees to your mat and rest your hips back through child's pose. We're going to take a little pause here. So again, you can separate your knees a little bit, forehead to the floor, or maybe cross your hands, rest your forehead on your hands. And just breathe nice and deeply. Relax your jaw. You could exhale through an open mouth and just let your body relax just for a few moments here. One more deep breath. Breathe in and out. And I'm going to inhale. You can lift your head and shift forward onto your elbows. We're going to do Dolphin Pose. So you're going to cross at your forearms, grab your upper arm bones, and then open up, clasp your fingers, tuck your bottom pinky into your palm here. I like to do that just so it's nice and smooth. And then we're going to tuck the toes and we're going to lift the hips, press back just like down dog, but now you're on your elbows. So you're pushing your chest back, trying to get your shoulders behind your elbows. Look back towards your feet. If your hamstrings are really tight, you're going to work with pretty deeply bent knees, and your feet can be even wider than hip distance apart. And your head should be floating off the floor. The top of my bun is pretty high, so it's touching the floor a little bit, but the top of your actual head should be lifted. You're going to pull the belly in just like when you're in down dog. Focus your eyes on a point. Stay focused there. Couple more breaths. Relax your throat, release your neck. Good. Breathe out, let your knees come back to your mat. We're going to move into child's pose again, but this time try wrapping your arms back alongside your body and let your shoulders rest towards the floor. Just feel your body and let your muscles relax. Let your shoulders fully release. You can even give them a little shake if you need to. Deep breath in and out. Reach your arms back out in front. Inhale, lift your chest. And then rise up onto your hands and knees. You can cross your ankles and scooch back so that you're sitting on your mat. Yay! And do some strengthening floor work now. So let's start with Navasana boat pose. So bring your feet to the floor, and you can have your feet about hip distance apart. Grab hold right behind your thighs, and then lean back a little bit and kind of roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest up. So before you get ahead of yourself, just stay here, and let's turn on really important muscle groups, starting with your spine. So you're going to engage the muscles of your spine, and think of the back bones moving into the body. And squeeze your pelvic floor. Sometimes I like to think like you're holding an egg inside your pelvis, and you want all the muscles to squeeze around that egg and hold it really secure. Engage your belly muscles, lift your heart. You can stay right here and just really work those muscle groups and keep them engaged, or release, let your arms reach out. And that adds a lot of energy to the pose, but you can also come up to your tiptoes, lift your toes, squeeze, lift your shin bones, squeeze all those muscles, keep your heart lifted, reach out through your toes, squeeze your thigh muscles, full Navasana boat pose. Let's hold for 3, 2, shaking is good, look up if you can, 1 more, and then release your feet, let your knees fall out to the side, take your fingertips behind you and just lift your chest. open through the belly. Good. And then scoop up your knees. Now we're going to move into low boat pose. So this one works the abdominals a little bit differently. So come down onto your back. And we'll set up for this with the feet on the floor, about hip distance apart. Take a breath in. Let's actually stretch the arms overhead. Just take a breath in. And then as you exhale, reach the arms forward. Curl your head up. Keep reaching, reaching. Try to get your shoulders off your mat. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth, pull the belly in. Good. Tailbone is pulling up towards your pubic bones a little bit. That's that pelvic floor engagement, Mula Bandha. You can stay here or reach the legs out. Line up your toes with your eyes. You can alternate. Or both legs straight. This is hard work. Hold, hold, hold for 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees, feet to the floor. Release back. Take your arms out to the side. Let your belly move with your breath. Maybe bring the soles of your feet together and just let your knees fall out to the side. Rock a little side to side. Take a nice full breath in and out. Good. And then lift your knees back up. And then let's take bridge pose. So take your arms down alongside your body. And we're going to do robot arms today for our bridge pose. So feet are hip distance apart. And if you reach your arms long, you want to be able to touch your heels with your fingertips. Then bend your elbows. So your fingers point towards the ceiling. Push down through the elbows. Push down through the shoulders. Curl your tailbone up. Lift your spine. Roll all the way up. Kind of walk your shoulders underneath you here. And then imagine you're holding a block between your thighs. Feel like your knees are reaching towards the head of your, or the foot of your mat, I should say, in this position. And you can squeeze your glutes a little bit. Try to flatten the belly towards the spine as you exhale. And then breathe into your upper chest, lifting it towards your chin. Keep those arms active, so really press through your arms, press through your shoulders. Keep squeezing that imaginary block. Deep breathing, press through your heels. Keep your inner feet grounded. Press a little into the back of your head. Let's take 3 more breaths. Good, and then exhale, kind of walk your shoulders out, roll your spine down. Maybe take your arms out in line with your shoulders and just let your knees fall a little side to side. We're going to do one more bridge pose with the option to move into wheel pose. So for those of you at home that are watching, if you have a strong, proficient wheel practice, you can take full wheel pose. But if you're brand new, stick with bridge if you're on the newer side. So again, feet are hip distance apart. If you're doing the bridge pose, you're going to work those same robot arms, because it's kind of nice to use that strength of the arms to push down, and then lift your hips, roll up. If you're going to try for wheel, take your hands by your ears. When you're ready, push, lift your body all the way up. Take a few deep breaths. Sometimes in wheel pose, the toes start to splay out to the side, so you can try to walk your toes in and hug that same imaginary block between your thighs. 2 more deep breaths. Good. Exhale, everybody rolling down from wheel. Tuck your chin, look at the ceiling, back of the head to the floor. Roll yourself down. Take a pause, couple breaths if you want to rock your knees in and out to each side again. Windshield wipe the legs. Just breathing, noticing how you're feeling. Great. And then let's do some little unwinding stretches here. So I'm going to have you cross your right ankle over your left thigh. We're going to take what's called sleeping pigeon pose. So you can press your right knee and thigh away from the body a little bit and make sure your right ankle is flexed to protect the knee joint. And this might be plenty for you. You can just kind of hang out here, kind of rocking in and out again with that left thigh. Or you're going to pull your left thigh in, reach down, clasp your fingers behind your thigh. Draw the thigh in and use your right elbow to kind of press your right thigh away. Feel free to close your eyes and just take some deep breaths, releasing your outer hips. Try to relax your jaw. Let your upper back and your mid back kind of spread out and melt down into your mat. One more big breath, breathe in. Exhale, release, and let's just switch to the opposite side. So cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex that left ankle. Stay here or draw your right thigh in. Interlace your fingers behind the thigh, press the left knee and leg away, and rock that right thigh out to the right and into the left a little bit. And there's usually one place that feels like your sweet spot where you get a really good stretch. So hold there and breathe. Take the breath deep down into the hips. Soften your face, relax your jaw again. Let's take one more breath. Breathing in. And then exhale, release. Good. Hug both knees to your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, maybe a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to lift the legs up an imaginary wall. Stretch your legs straight and flex your ankles. If your hamstrings are really tight, bend your knees a little bit, but try to line up your knees over your hips here. So this is just a nice little inversion for the legs. So this is a great restorative inversion for your body. So this is option 1. And then option 2, you can move into your full shoulder stand. I'm just going to scooch down a little bit. So from here, right, you could bend your knees back in, press through the hands, and then pike your legs back behind you. Try walking your elbows in and lift your legs all the way up. Maybe wiggle out your toes and your ankles. Close your eyes if you want. We're just going to hold here briefly, letting the heart calm down with this inversion. So you don't want to feel like you're exerting too much effort here. Pressing into the back of your head a little bit. And then let's take the feet behind the head. If your body is comfortable with this, this is plow pose. If your feet touch the floor, you can interlace your fingers, push down through the arms, point your toes maybe, resting on the tops of your feet. And then begin to roll your way out. Come all the way down onto your back. Stretch your legs out straight for a moment. And just take a little pause here. So just kind of noticing how your body's doing. We're really winding things down, getting prepared for our final relaxation, Shavasana. Take a breath here. Breathing out completely. And you could stay here and just keep breathing or move into fish pose. You're going to plant your hands down alongside your hips. I like to actually lift the hips and kind of slide the hands underneath and then stretch the legs back out straight. Come up onto your elbows, walk the elbows in, lift through the chest, and release your head back. If you have a big bun like I do on the top of your head, you'll rest on your bun instead of the top of your head. Stretch open the throat, reach the chin towards the wall behind you. Press down into your seat to support the lift of your low back. Legs are active. Breathe in to expand your chest. Good, and then exhale to slide out onto your back. And take a little pause again. And then we're going to take a nice, easy little twist before Shavasana. So bring your right knee into your chest. Hug the thigh to the belly. Big breath in. And then exhale, bring your right knee over to the left side of your body. You can reach your right arm out. Gaze towards your right hand. Just let your body relax. You can close your eyes. Relax your upper back and shoulders. And then breathe and come back through center. And stretch that right leg out. Draw your left knee in. Nice big breath. Exhale, bring the left knee over to the right side of your body. Gaze towards your left. And breathe nice and deeply. Come back through center, breathing in. Hug both knees to your chest. Maybe take a little happy baby here. Reach down and grab your feet or your ankles. Lift the feet towards the sky. Rock like a happy baby to one side and the other side. Maybe there's some other little stretches that you want to take that would feel really good for your body. Feel free to take those. And whatever you do, do not end the practice now, because this is the most important pose, Shavasana. You want to make sure you make this a priority. Sometimes people check out before Shavasana. It's easy to do, especially when you're at home practicing, so resist the urge. Stay with me here. Rest onto your back. Take your arms out beside the body. Turn the palms up and kind of flop your feet in and out a few times until you can let your ankles roll open away from each other. Little tuck of the chin. Let your body relax. Let your mind be soft. And just breathe gently in and out. And if that urge arises inside of you to get up and start doing whatever's next on your agenda for the day, just prioritize just these few minutes of complete relaxation. You worked really hard in the practice, and your body deserves this time to release. Bring some awareness back to your breath. So notice the breath flowing in and out. And feel down into your hands and just slowly move your fingers. Maybe rub the tips of your fingers against your thumbs. Stretch your toes. Reach your arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. And then when you're ready, you're going to roll off onto one side. Or not. Maybe you want to keep resting. You can keep resting too. Oops. Just dropped my microphone off. That's how relaxed I became. My microphone came right off. All right, so coming back up to sit. Bring your palms together. Maybe close your eyes for a moment and just offer up a little gratitude to this amazing body that you inhabit and all that it does for you, the strength that it has. And take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. It was such an honor to practice with you today. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this practice. If you have requests for other types of practices that you'd like to do with me, please leave me a comment and let me know what you're interested in. Give it a thumbs up if you liked this practice, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can keep practicing with me and becoming stronger and more flexible in your body and mind. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.